Now to a Channel 9 investigation into how your tax dollars are being spent. Some people in Monroe are worried that too much taxpayer money is being used to pay for city trips, hotels, and food after Channel 9 uncovered some questionable findings. Now the city manager is recommending changes about how tax money is spent and where.
Eyewitness News anchor Liz Foster is pressing city leaders for more transparency. Liz?
Just in the last hour, city council members approved a new protocol to transfer unused travel funds from one elected official to another, but they left some of the bigger concerns regarding the travel policy for another day. Monroe City Council members may soon tighten the policy that allows them to use taxpayer money for traveling for city business. At least that's what city staff members are recommending after finding the city paid for a travel companion on trips without an official purpose, hotel stays at the city's expense for trips within a reasonable driving distance of Monroe, and purchases on a city credit card for miscellaneous personal items, restaurant charges, and more.
I'd like to see more into that to see, how excessive this is. I mean, if it's a problem, I think, should definitely curtail it.
City staff has proposed several recommendations to change the travel policy for elected officials, including to clearly express that travel at the city's expense is for a designated public purpose, discourage lodging when the meeting is within a reasonable commuting distance, and more. I'm waiting to get information from a records request to find out what expenses by elected officials during trips may be considered excessive. This staff report doesn't share specifically the expenses that prompted the review, only, quote, a number of travel provisions and practices are of concern.
Well, I think that they ought to tell us what they are. I don't want to be concerned about anything. I want my tax dollars to be spent appropriately.
I reached out to all 6 city council members and the mayor for a comment before this evening's meetings. Only one councilman, Franco McGee, replied via email explaining he goes to conferences for education and training. As for changes to that actual policy on reimbursing travel, they'll take that up in February. Live in Monroe, Liz Foster, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.